This is authentic. I'm not starting to smile, to fake being nice or happy. My people, what's happening? Welcome to that stream, to that video channel on YouTube called Lion Spirit. My name is still Julian. This pullover is clean. And we're gonna talk about science, pseudoscience, and everything that we want to talk about, right? I like to start with a provocational claim, as I do sometimes. And today I will claim that every abusive person is addicted. Let's begin. By the way, in this video you will also learn about how you can test yourself for narcissistic traits. And I want to speak out that not everybody who has narcissistic traits is a narcissist. You know, the narcissistic personality disorder is a combination of different properties and traits that a person needs to have. And if everything, check, then it is NPD. But this diagnosis does not matter so much, because if you can describe the behavior of a person, it doesn't matter whether it is labeled narcissistic or not. But it can only be done by a certified therapist. Pardon, je suis désolé, ça se la vie. And this makes sense because it's like with doctors. As soon as somebody is messing with the body or the mind of human beings, the people need certificates and have to go through a quality management process, and they have to learn certain things, because then afterwards, if they mess up, they will have an insurance and it will be millions of dollars, or they get rewarded when they do it. What I want to say is, it makes sense that, doctors or therapists have to be licensed, right? But to talk about psychology, you do not need any license, fortunately. We are still free people, and there have been people who make groundbreaking impacts on the fields of different sciences. So this is a free area. Okay, so let's begin with that narcissistic test. And then we go to that question why everybody who is abusive is addicted. Let me make my mobile phone real quiet so we don't get... it's already good. As I said, everybody can have narcissistic traits, and there is something like healthy narcissism. Narcissism is a stage you go through when you are a child, which is self-absorbed, self-centered thinking. It's individuation. I will not go into super details, but in the beginning, your mother and you are one. Even after the birth, you still perceive it as an infant, as one. And then you start, and this is the first trauma you will have. Oh, god damn. There is, I am not my mother. Okay? I am not my mother. And then you will find out there is two. One is me, one is the mother. And this is shocking. This is absolutely shocking because first you think everything is one love, one heart, one blood. And then you see, oh, we're two. And yeah, then it goes on and on. Individuation is a very important process and it never stops, by the way. But in case of NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder, it gets interrupted, there will be problems, and yeah, and there is this phase where a child goes through this narcissistic period, you could say, and develops these traits. And if they stuck in this process and actually not separate from the mother in some way, they do not become self-sustaining. They do not get, this process where this collective me, I think I improvise now. I have no idea whether it's true what I say, but it sounds good to me. This collective me that your mother and you in the beginning had, at some point you have to say, when you realize that you are a different person, then your own self is born, is created, has to be there. And yeah. This process does not work for everybody. So if you learn to deal with the narcissistic traits and emotions, there are also often primitive defensive mechanisms. They can be healthy for you. But if this is the end of your development, then this is everything for you, and you stay self-absorbed, and you do not develop that authentic self that goes beyond this stage. Okay. How can you test yourself for narcissism and for your traits? Well, my suggestion is you need to live alone for, let me say, 6 months, half a year. You live alone. Alone means you need a private sphere, which is your basis. And you are not forced to be with other people, which means at the same time, you're not living together with people in the same private space. You don't share it. It's not a community where you rely on the other person to let you live and you let the person live. Because the narcissist, if I translate the saying, live and let live, to a narcissist, they say, not live and not let live, because the narcissist is not living, and this is why he does not allow others to live. So you go and live in your own private space, at least one room for yourself, and you will go into that loneliness willingly. You have to admit all these things. I mean, not admit, affirm as well. It's not you cannot force yourself to do anything. And you will also not only be alone, you will also do things like, let me say, fastening, which means more the absence of things. So if you are alone, you are fastening people, you're fastening social connections. You are living in the absence of people. And you will not take any substances like alcohol or smoke, whatever you smoke, tobacco, marijuana, nothing, okay? I would say we not go too hard, let the people drink coffee and tea, but what I want to say is you clean, my friend, and that is good anyway. You can live that way forever. There is no, I don't have information that it is dangerous to live clean, my people. Believe me that. And why do you do that? You can also, by the way, let all the social media be. You can say, I switch my phone off for, if you can do this for a few weeks, for a few days, or I just look on my phone at certain times. Not in the morning time. I will just look the first time on my phone at 11 o'clock. You have to find a way. What I want to say is reduce everything that interferes with your chemistry. You will also get awareness for the things. If you not eat, you get an awareness for the feeling of being hungry. If you have no sex, and you should try to check out how do I work, how long can I go without it. It's a big thing. If you look in the internet, it seems for a lot of people, they call it corn. I don't know why. Watching corns, you know what I'm saying? It seems to be a big topic, and for young men and a lot of men, semen retention seems to be a big topic. Myself personally, I will later maybe tell you something about my self-experiment. I can do it now, it's not that big. I can say I never in my life have watched corn. I don't have the desire to watch this. I never had it, but it seems to be a topic for others. And this is, by the way, I am doing science, pseudoscience, because I make self-experiments too. And I am living alone. I'm not drinking alcohol, I'm not smoking anything, I'm not taking any substances except of caffeine. And yes, and I live alone. And also, for me, it's not a problem to go without sex for, let me say, a month, whatever. And this is not, it's not a big thing to talk about this for me. But it's just to get an awareness and reset the body chemistry, because there are certain things in life that make you happy, that make the endorphin going in your brain. And what I want to do when you test yourself for narcissistic traits, you have to address this self-work. And it means to check yourself. Can you be happy without everything, basically? And I have to tell you another thing. If you are a narcissist, if you have any kind of personality disorder, or you think you might have that, don't try to mess with your psychology on your own. You will need a therapist, somebody who is specialized in this, because you are unstable and trying to mesh with these things can backfire, I think. You should not experiment with yourself if you are stuck really in these problems, okay? But if you are a person that is willing to put in work into self-development, and you think you know what to do, you can control yourself, then you can do these things, okay? All right. So why do you want to take away everything that makes you happy? from your body chemistry. Like you don't have sex, you don't drink that beer, you don't smoke, you don't use social media. You can also do fasting, like intermittent fasting or whatever, but you have to inform yourself about these practices, of course. And this is to reset your receptors to get sensitive again, because we are bombarding our bodies sometimes with all these things. And this is why we cannot enjoy them anymore. It's like when you eat a lot of salt every day, you put salt everywhere in your food, then you always want more salt, and you don't taste it anymore. Or when, the same with when you smoke cigarettes, your taste gets very weak. You don't taste anymore a lot of things. But when you stop smoking, your receptors, you start smelling the fine things and taste the fine things again. And this will enhance this process of getting more sensitive for everything, more receptive, and things will make you more happy. Okay. And when you can be happy, because all these things, don't do them all at the same time. You cannot, it will be too much if you fasten from everything. You start from 100 to go 0 with everything. This will be too much. You have to make your own plan how you get there. But I can tell you, you can live without everything and be happy. Possibly. But you have to get there. It's a process. It's not from today to tomorrow you do this, And the idea is to find out whether you can be happy without all these things. Because if you can be happy without all the external things, then this implies that you are not abusive in social situations. And now we go into that claim that I said every abusive person is addicted. And this is because when you would live like the way I described, and you are an abusive person with narcissistic traits or a narcissist, you will not be able to regulate your body chemistry. You will get nervous, you will get all kinds of anxiety attacks, depression, hypervigilance, paranoia, whatever, Because with your chemistry, something is wrong with your body chemistry. Your behavior is just a phenomenon which is mirrored within your body, with your chemistry. So a person that is abusing others is abusing them in order to regulate his own chemistry, to regulate his own emotions. And people who are abusive cannot regulate their emotions because their body chemistry is disbalanced for some reason, whatever reason. So I claim this: if you can live without any kind of drugs, substances, and without sex, and without all the things you can be addicted from, like social media and whatnot, then you are ready to live in a social environment without being abusive. And again, I also claim that people who are abusive have a disbalance in their body chemistry which makes them feel bad. Something is lacking, they need something. And they will make other people accountable for it, make other people bleed for it, make other people suffer for this, and try to extract what they need from these people in order to regulate their physical chemistry, to regulate their emotions. I base these claims on that self experiment that I am currently doing, the way I live. I think I'm not an abusive person. If somebody has made a different experience, please speak now. No. This is why I, when I'm in a social situation, when I have to, when my child cries, I can go to that child and I feel, does it want me to be, go close? Does it want me to just be there? And a person that is needy will, of course, will just take that child. Oh, but what I want to say is, it makes contact to other people optional. It's not a necessity. And this is the freedom. This is the only way to encounter a person. And on the other hand, I base this on observing abusive people. And, maybe imagine there is a person that and this person does not drink alcohol, it doesn't smoke, it lives very healthy. And then you think, all right, this must be a good person, okay? But I tell you, it is possible that this person is addicted to sex. There are, and I think these are not clinical terms, but it is a way to describe narcissists. There are sexual narcissists, they need sexual validation constantly. There are somatic narcissists, they need physical affirmation, like your body is so great, or something. And there are cerebral narcissists, they need validation for how they are so eloquent, they are so intelligent, they have so great academic achievements, whatnot. And this also can just be a trait for a person. So the person does not have to be a narcissist, but he might have this quality too, okay? And this is the neediness they have, okay? If a person, as I described, does not take any substances, so she's not addicted. The person is not addicted, okay, to substances, but it might be addicted to sex. So whenever you see the person in a private situation, when, the person thinks, as private as it can get, you always see the person with the hand where it feels funny, and they constantly need that stimulation. To that point, it's not abusive, it's just a little bit, you think, all right, yeah, do what you want to do, but, but I observed when this person, I introduced this person to a very, for myself, a very important social environment that is working and healthy. And what happened was that the person started to create codependence, started to abuse this social environment and pick out young, inexperienced targets or mentally unstable persons, and basically satisfying that need that the person had, the sexual need. And by that, destabilizing the whole social community of this place. And I had to take the person out. I said, all right, sorry, you cannot go there again. It's a special place for me, and I want it to stay what it is, And this is why I claim that addicted people are not ready for social environment, for society. They will be abusive because they have that need. They are primarily addicted, okay? And another thing is that these people that have one sort of addiction, it can even be some people are sadistic, which means they need to, this is the evil way, of course, this is, they have to hurt others in order to feel joy. And these people will, it's like an addiction. Because if they cannot hurt others, they can make up for it and drink beer. So what I want to say now, sorry, I lost it a little bit, but I'm back. People who are addicted to anything, may it be sex, may it be sadism, maybe they just have imbalanced body chemistry, they feel depressed, they will need a substance to make up for that. Drinking a beer, smoking tobacco, smoking marijuana, and everything is fine. But if they don't get the substance, other people will have to make up for this. They will abuse their environment. So, the point I want to make, I still did not get it, is this. Abusive people are constantly addicted because their body chemistry is not right. And this is why they are needy. And this is why they struggle so much to break addictions to substances too. Because if you are in one addiction, you are vulnerable to others. Let me get back to a healthy person and let me call myself healthy. I'm sorry. I don't want to, if I'm not healthy, for me, I don't take any substances. And in this case, I get very stable. But I'm not talking for me, it's for everybody. Anybody who takes no substances and is not addicted of anything else is very stable. But when your body chemistry by default is disbalanced, when you are a narcissist, when you have narcissistic traits, it will not be fixed by anything if you not do self-work, if you not do therapy. And some narcissists cannot be fixed. Some of them. It's a question, what, I don't want to talk about this now. What I want to say is, if you are abusive, you are addicted. If you are addicted, you are vulnerable for other addictions. Understand me? If you are completely clean and not addicted to anything, you are stable. An abusive person can never reach a state of stability. I think now I made my point. We have a long video now, it's enough for today. I love you all, my people. Let me know what you think about the video. And I love pseudoscience too. And I want to thank you, Ja. And I want to thank you for the 3 or 4 viewers I have. Thank you.